You've got 4 minutes for this interview, as you know, to look out for my timing cues.
Lauren, I'll give you drinks if you make it a nice solid 5. It's Tara Hitchcock. I'm from Arizona, but Bear, I'm currently in Oregon near Mount Hood. Where are you?
What a great part of the world. We all love that. Yeah, I'm in North Wales and there's some storm clouds coming. I'm on an island. There's no mains power or mains water or anything like that here, but we're improvising, we're adapting, and we're overcoming. We're all yours.
Yeah, I'm not worried about you one single bit. Where does this rank in terms of toughness? Because I binged all the episodes. I'm not patient. I had to see how everybody did, and I was just enthralled.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, I think it is one of those shows like that because human stories are amazing and what these guys go through. And I loved, I think, just this team dynamic, that it's not a kind of an individual race of who's the fittest or strongest, it's about the team. And, you got to finish together. If one of you drops out or can't do it or gets injured or makes, you're out. And I think that dynamic really shows that if you can work together and you can show the kindnesses to your teammates and the little things and support each other when you all need it, the power of that is incredible. Yeah. But also the whole resilience of human beings under pressure, like the grapes when you squeeze them, you see what they're made of. There is a power to seeing these stories close up, and you've seen them all now, but you become so invested in these teams, like these cancer survivors from Team Second Chance, military veterans with disabilities attempting the world's toughest race with Team Unbroken, or these young Indian girls, twins, for the Kukuri Warrior team, just showing that what girls working together can do and how inspiring that is. And Team Onyx, this African American team, first African American adventure racing team on this scale, to just reminding the world of the power that we might all come from different countries and different backgrounds, but we all bleed red. Right, and I saw that first out when people pick up that boot and can pour out blood from blisters. We all bleed red, and we're united by that bond of endeavor. And that is what the world's toughest race is.
I totally agree. There are a lot of tears in this too, as you mentioned. I actually may have cried more than The Notebook, that Ryan Gosling film, especially with Travis and his dad. I was sobbing like a baby during several.
God.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's such a beautiful story, and that's a story. Travis with his dad who's going through Alzheimer's, and he'd been on that original eco challenge, and that Travis is such a elite racer in his own right, and he could have claimed the prize, but what he gave and sacrificed to help his dad through, and just beautiful, powerful stories of humble kindness in big moments is amazing to see.
Do you ever feel guilty flying around in the helicopter while everyone's doing all the work? I know you've earned the right to do that, but do you ever feel a little guilty?
Yeah, definitely a little bit at times, especially as the race went on and you could see people literally stumbling step to step, but I'm there to tell their stories. And, I've done so much of this myself. I know what it's like. I know that pain where you literally can't think you can make it to the next tree, and this is that human factor of this race. We had our camera team so close up and personal as they're going through this, and for me, having to have the hands off was actually hard because sometimes it's like, who's going to drag them through this bit? And if only I can tell them how close they are to that checkpoint. Don't give up now. You're so close. But that's the race. You don't know what's around the corner. And therefore, you got to keep positive in the darkest moments. And that's their journey.
You are just fantastic. Last thing before I go, I have my Bear Grylls. I actually did the Survival Academy with 20th Century Fox when they brought us to the Catskills. And I still have one of the...
I remember,
It still smells like fish, Bear.
Oh, wow. Good for you. Respect. When you're a survivor, you got that spirit. Keep it going. Yeah,
well, that's the only thing I've done. Thank you. Congratulations and thanks. What a great, great show. I can't wait for people to see it.
I'm so pleased. You really watched all 10 episodes?
Well, they only gave us 8. I'm up to 8. So I've watched every single one.
Amazing. Wow, good for you. And do you enjoy them, genuinely? Off camera,
Genuinely, and I'm telling you, I know they're wrapping me, they're going to kill me. I really got very emotional a lot. There are so many great stories. I don't want to take up your time, but it's really well done and very moving.
I'm so pleased to hear that. Good. I'll pass it on to the team.
Please do. Thanks, Bear.
Thank you. Bye bye bye.
And I love your room. That's incredible. You got so many tools.
Well, first of all, 99% of these are my husband's, but when you're interviewing Bear Grylls, I so wanted to impress him. So where else am I going to do this? I had to come down and act like I do some of this stuff. It's so funny to watch him. I don't know if he realizes he can sometimes sit in the helicopter. That shot of him always dangling off the side. Do you ever get sick of that shot, or is it just the best?
No, I never get sick of it. And but still always makes me a little bit nervous about it.
Speaking of being nervous, where are you when you've got all these teams scattered at one point across 100 kilometers and then a tropical storm moves in? Where are you?
Depends on the storm. But during the day, if there are no storms, I'm actually directing the GSS helicopter. So that's the aerial helicopter. And so I'm in there. It allows me to have a bird's eye view and to be able to quickly get to different locations, to be able to be in contact with the teams, to be able to talk to the camera crews. And so usually I'm in the air. But then if there is a storm and we can't fly, then I'm in the race HQ and sort of conducting things almost like a video game with the maps up, and we have the teams with tracking devices so we can see them everywhere on the course. And so either in the air or at the race HQ.
Well, which is genius. I told Bear this. I kind of binged all 8 episodes that we were sent, and it was so helpful the way you guys organized it, because I don't know how you would keep track of these stories. And as it relates to stories, you've always talked about the fact that what you do is at the end of the day about storytelling. And boy, are there some stories. Travis and his dad.
I have chills right now, honestly, just even thinking about that and their journey together, and what an extraordinary human Mr. Mark Macy is. I mean, just and his son. We're both tearing up right now, even thinking about it. Just to do the toughest thing you've ever done, and to do that with your dad, who is starting his journey with Alzheimer's, is just heartbreaking but also inspiring.
Well, and I don't want to give anything away, but there's also another team that he would have been with, the older guys who are all friends and we're all connected to his story as well. Was there anything that surprised you? You did this back in the day when they started this. Did anything surprise you this time around?
What surprised me is actually how the athletes are getting better. I think because people are into, pushing themselves physically, mentally. I think people take better care of themselves, and the athletes honestly, truly are getting better. And I think it's become much more mainstream, these adventure sports. And so to be able to have 18-year-olds on the same playing field as 68-year-olds, and everyone is ready and prepared at the starting line, was just really amazing to me. It's just, there's so many more people that are just excited about entering into the sport.
Well, and you forget that some people aren't exposed to that. So when you have the team from India, the 2 twin sisters, or you have Team Onyx, where they never saw themselves really represented in the adventure racing field, it's amazing the doors that they're opening up.
Yeah, they're so inspiring, like really inspiring. I love Team Kikoria Warriors, that they're inspiring young women to achieve great things. And then, Team Onyx really representing African Americans and getting kids from all backgrounds really to be inspired to get outside and to test themselves, both physically and mentally.
Well, they just wrapped me quickly. I did the Bear Grylls Survival Academy in the Catskills a few years ago with 20th Century Fox, so I have the knife. I could probably do the bamboo thing for maybe an hour. How much of the course could you handle?
I actually did bits of it. I do. Like, so when we do our initial scout, I love the outdoors. I actually think I have one of those Bear Grylls knives just in case. They're very cool. Yeah. So I couldn't do it all at once. I would do it in chunks, but like any section is so incredibly difficult and hard. And then to do it back to back to back with no sleep is just extraordinary. And so I have the utmost respect for every single person that makes it to the starting line. It truly is just an incredible undertaking, and they're just amazing humans.
Well, congratulations. So are you, and the work that you've done, and you are a role model for the rest of us for sure. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.